Hi. So now that I've had time to take everything in that's happening and see what other people have to say and hear other people's thoughts on it, I feel like I'm now ready to verbalize my thoughts. I've already touched on some things on different social media like Twitter or Instagram, but even then I knew that that wouldn't be the end of it. I knew I had to say something more. I just needed to figure out what it was. And other people have said things way, way better than I have, but that it doesn't mean that it isn't my responsibility still to say some of my own things. Growing up, I always admired and looked up to police officers because all the police officers in my neighborhood were nice people who did their jobs. Hearing about Freddie Gray is when that whole thing about police brutality was kind of opened up to me and I was made aware of that. And I know that I'm so lucky because for a lot of people, they're made aware of that so much earlier. And I've never been a victim of police brutality. I've never felt my life threatened. But unfortunately, racism and discrimination is a universal experience. So there's no way I couldn't say something. A lot of people were affected by what happened to Freddie Gray, and he wasn't even the first or the last between 2015 and now to die for no reason. The first question I wanted to ask is, so with the movement that is growing and growing right now, the Black Lives Matter movement, which is gaining traction and so much attention, why is it now? Like, why is it in 2020? Because the Black Lives Matter movement has been around for a long time. People have been dying for years and years, and although what happened to George Floyd is awful and he deserves justice, so do all the other people. There are people who were killed years ago, 10 years ago even, and the people who killed them were never arrested. So what's happening now, I hope, is the beginning of other people being brought to justice and not just the people who killed George Floyd. It's not just the support for the movement that is happening now in 2020. There's also support for Black creators and people on the platform. But why are books, for example, books by Black authors, why are they flying off the shelves now? Because they've been there. People have been reading them and writing them. Why are they now flying off the shelves? Over the past week, I've been asking myself those questions. There are Black creators who I've loved for a very long time. They've been on BookTube for years and years, working really hard. And they went from 200 subscribers, for example, to 1K really quick, just like that. And I'm so happy to see them getting attention. I'm so happy to see them getting love and support, a lot of which is genuine. And people gave me shoutouts and supported me as well. And seeing my channel get more engagement and support is so heartwarming as well. And I'm not against that. But different people are doing this for different reasons. There are people who are genuinely trying to support creators, not just because of the color of their skin, but because they like their content, which is how it should be. And there are people who are trying to do this, trying to say, oh yeah, I'm supporting this. I signed this petition. I retweeted this tweet. They're trying to do that because to them, Black Lives Matter is a trend. They're only being made aware of the movement now, because it was trending on Twitter, because it's trending in the media. The media love what's going on right now. Oh, they've stopped covering the protests a lot, because I guess it's no longer interesting to them, but it hasn't stopped. On Twitter, there's this thing where they would say, oh yeah, here's a top 5 secrets about the new PS5 game, or something interesting like that, and it's a thread. They'd say it's a thread. And when you open the thread, it's a line of petitions that you need to sign. That's cool, that's great and all. I feel like if people had started doing that even 5 years ago, no one would pay attention to that. But why? I have seen different levels of support on the BookTube community, just to go back to that topic, and on YouTube in general. People, some of them, will go, Sorry, I don't want to discuss politics on my channel or on my Instagram feed or on my Twitter page. I don't want to get into that stuff. I'm more of a this and this. And I will never shame people for wanting to step away from things because it's very bad for your mental health to constantly get these bad news. I will not shame people for feeling uncomfortable to talk about these things if they feel unqualified, because I felt very nervous for a long time as well, which is why this video has been delayed. But after you've taken a break, after you've had some time to think about it, you should say something. You should use your platform. It doesn't matter what your channel or whatever is about, because equality and human rights are not about politics. I don't understand how some people think of it as something controversial that'll get them hate. If people stop supporting you because you support Black Lives Matter, good riddance. I've seen others, maybe some of them were previously completely ignorant of like the Black experience and of police brutality, but they are now stepping up, they are sharing things, they are saying what is on their minds, and they're trying to actually make an effort to understand. And I think those are the people that are doing the right thing right now. And then there's the rest of us. There are the people of color or people in the Black community who suddenly, out of nowhere, matter. But we always mattered. They always mattered. Just like Black lives have always mattered and will always matter.